on his way, but we'll have roll call.
Okay, Mr. Boomer?
Here.
Mr. Sarver?
Here.
Mr. Anderson?
Present.
Mr. Supervisor?
Here.
And like you said, Zimmerman is late.
Okay. Approving of the minutes of the regular board meeting of December 18th, 18.
I got a question. You said on January 7th, your CD was up?
That's right.
It was 60 months?
What?
What'd you put it in for?
I didn't put it in for 60 months. Who's telling you this?
I'm not, I'm asking.
No.
Put on the agenda, that be
Yeah.
further discussion of township business.
Yeah, I thought so too. We'll discuss that further. Anything else? Let's, anybody got anything else about the minutes?
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
All in,
Okay, so.
roll call.
Mr. Boomer?
Yeah.
Mr. Sarver?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
And Supervisor
Yes.
Musso?
Public comment, I believe, Rogine Hamilton.
Through February 20th, 2014, meetings were the third Thursday. In March, it became the third Tuesday. There was no request, discussion, or vote mentioned in any meetings. The only thing we know for sure is the meeting was historically the third Thursday. In ordering Resolution 2018-111, Mr. Musso directed you to determine the best bait for taxpayers' money. If he had no intention of upholding the resolution, you need to ask him why he directed your attorney to draft it. You paid for it and voted for it, now enforce it. Attorney Nelson said he was at the educational conference as the outgoing president of the ITAA, and that he is on their executive board. He also said his meetings were held separately from TOI meetings. Also, he volunteered to participate and ask a township attorney. His attendance at that conference had nothing to do with being your attorney. If Mr. Nelson wants to be paid for his attendance, he should bill the ITAA. The ordinance to hire him does not require you to pay for him to attend any outside event. In 9 years, you never once sent Rodney Kimes to the conference. On that same bill is a charge for $150 for Nelson to attend a meeting with Joe Bruscato. That meeting was requested by Supervisor Musso and took place shortly before Trustee Sarver was questioned by investigators. Before you even consider if you should pay the bill, you must ask what that meeting was for. Do not come to me to find out what it was about. You need to hear it from Supervisor Musso tonight. As auditors, you need to know exactly what you're being billed for. On another issue where Supervisor Musso has kept you in the dark, it's time to demand that you be told why this township is under investigation. For you to sit here passively month after month and be denied this information is irresponsible as trustees of this township. Next, the reason given for not getting copies of canceled checks was to keep people from seeing them, and that would include you, the auditors. Attorney Nelson told of an embezzlement by a supervisor who took checks from the back of a checkbook and wrote them to himself. He said it was a classic embezzlement and implied that there was no way to prevent it. Here's how to prevent it. Get copies of all canceled checks on all bank statements and look at them monthly to see exactly to whom all checks were written. Any irregularities would be discovered immediately in your monthly audit. Embezzlements of this nature happen when somebody knows that the trustees are not doing their job. Please require copies of all canceled checks so you can't be fooled like that other township. Trustee Sarver has been requesting this for over a year. And finally, I will correct again why Lori Finley quit the clerk job. Lori resigned because records for which she was responsible were removed from this office, preventing her from performing her job as FOIA officer, and she was fearful of the legal ramifications. She is more than happy to tell anyone who asks exactly why she quit.
Lee Clark signed in at 6:47. So that is past the due date or the time.
No, it wasn't. I
So
looked
you
at the
will
clock.
not be able to speak.
Yes, she will. You've already been
So
found in
let's,
violation. Get up there.
We're going on.
Joe, I looked at the clock when I sat down, it was
Uh-huh.
45, but
No,
still,
it was.
you've already had an AG's response telling you that's not correct and it's in violation. So if you want, I'll go ahead and
Okay,
file with
let's
them.
move on
Get up
here.
there.
Yeah,
Go,
it's
go,
all
go.
right, it's all right. I'll just-
We're,
You're in violation of the Open Meeting Act. You've
You know-
already been returned with
We've
that.
been cited for
That's-
that, Joe.
one more time, out.
I have it on my phone.
Trustee's trying to say
I have it on my phone.
Joe,
Let's go. Yes,
I can go out in the back of the truck
you go right ahead,
and
son.
get,
You go right ahead
paperwork.
and do that.
that says you're in violation.
Let's go on.
That's all right.
It should be in the minutes.
Okay, they'll, as far as, we noticed, last month that, someone spoke and wasn't supposed to speak. I did not write down the time when they signed in, because I was busy doing something. I was writing checks. The time was way past 6:45. I did not see it. I was told later. So this will not happen again, because we write down the time when we see them start to write. So if you wanna raise Cain about it, you just go right ahead. We have a couple of classes coming up at Giovanni's, and, let's see, well, it's,
May,
Oh, to March, I believe.
oh, right here.
March.
It's March, yeah, March 15th it is. If you wish to go, just go ahead and sign that, so we can sign and send a proper check.
Huh? I have to check with work because it's on the day that I have another job.
We do have another person that is signing up for a solar farm. I don't know if it's going to pass. I could not go to the meeting. I don't know if, Scott, if you went.
Grove Road?
Grove Road.
I haven't heard, I did not make the meeting, no.
Okay, but I haven't went and spoke to her because I've been busy at night, and I don't know when if she works during the day or what. But I will go out and see her maybe Friday or maybe tomorrow afternoon if I got a half hour. That's about all I've got for now. Scott, your turn, tax assessor.
Don't have much, I've been doing hearings down there and kind of wrapping up for the year, but that's about it for me.
you got a school.
Yeah, school's coming up in June.
That is, Scott?
Yeah, that's,
Clerk? Clerk, I mean, clerk.
You may see that in the minutes this month, there are bills attached to it. Just let me know what you think on it. That's all I got.
Okay. Highway Commission.
Last year, we replaced our dump box on the 98 International, and in a couple more, about 3 more months, we're gonna do the same with the other dump truck. 'Cause works out so good, and then if someday we ever wanna replace that truck, we don't have to buy a box, we'll have the box and cylinder and everything, spreader. Just save a bunch of money that way. About it?
Okay. Trustees,
Yeah. Well, first thing I wanna say is, we had that snowstorm, the township roads were better than Highway 20. Thank you. Next thing is, I still am in favor of seeing the checks, even though you talk about FOIAs and this and that. For the reason she mentioned is, you can keep track of them, and you can see what's been written and what hasn't been written. I think we're gonna have to bring that up to a vote, put that on the agenda.
well, then you can come in and help our
I'll be glad
client
to.
too,
You
because
call
we've
me.
asked you guys to come in and help with these FOIAs, and it seems to me that.
No
you
one has
people have
asked
been
me
busy.
anything, Joe,
Okay,
no time,
okay,
never.
alright, sure, okay. Anything
Alright.
else, ever?
The CD,
Yes,
what time limit did you put that in, do you know?
9 months,
9 months,
9 months.
that was
That
over
was
a
what?
year ago.
It
So you-
was,
So you've yeah, when you had the same, when we started the new term,
yeah,
you had the same thing as I did.
yeah,
And you rolled it over, and I
yeah,
went and checked and got mine for a better rate.
yep.
So you
Yeah.
put in for 9 months then?
No. You just said the 7th, that was over,
That you said, in the minutes, you said the
Yes.
7th,
the 7th,
yeah,
okay?
so that's what, year and a half?
No, the 7th of this month.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you getting at a year? I told you it was 9 months. We turned it in. Because I went down to German Valley and they are competitive, the same as others. So I kept it right at our bank, at US Bank.
They weren't competitive.
Well, then you better go see the president of German Valley Bank, because that's who told me it was.
Okay, I can check,
You can tell.
because I got a 0.5% more than you did that year that you rolled it over.
Yep, you sure did. I gotta admit you did.
So we're still getting the,
We can't do that anymore, Joe, you're saying.
What? What's that? We renewed them. I put $10,000 more in the general assistance.
Yeah.
So that's at 32,000 now. The other one is at 59, the town fund.
Okay.
I don't, I don't know, we can't do anything with general assistance. Not unless we have major general assistance people file and go and take all our money. And that's the only way we'll ever use that.
well, that's just in a checking account. The
No, it's
general assistance?
No, it's a CD. $32,000, 32,000 CD for general assistance.
Okay, then how do you pay general assistance? Take some out?
No, we had money in there, 80-something thousand in the checking account. In the general assistance, so if these people over here would to file, and I had to give them $300, $400, $500 for 6 or 7 months each, or more, well, it depends how many kids they have. That's what that's for. The CD is not like you guys do in multi-township. We have a separate CD, we have a checking account. We have a CD in the town fund that is 59,000, and we have a checking account that we work out of.
Right.
Well,
That's general fund, right?
yes. I don't understand what,
I don't
are you
understand
in,
if you've got a general assistance fund and you have to take money out of it to pay people,
yes,
how it can be a CD?
It isn't, it's a checking account.
it's a checking account. CD is separate.
Right.
But Joe, I think we're maybe questioning, and I kinda have the same thing. I don't believe we needed to put it in to the CD for general assistance. You have a checking account, it's adequately funded, why were you adding more to that?
Because I checked with another lawyer and he told me to go ahead and do this a long time ago, and I didn't do it last year, and I should have. And put it in there, so I did, okay?
I think that's a decision that, you know, maybe all of us trustees should be making.
No, it's not.
It, yes, it
General-
is. We
general
are the
assistance is in the-
caretakers of the money for this.
General assistance is the sole
particular
purview of the
township.
supervisor.
We
You
are
know
the
that
assessors.
because you used to be
I
the
know that,
supervisor.
and I know that I didn't do it on my own. I questioned the board and let them do it. We
Well,
are,
you could
we
do
are
that.
the
You
auditors
didn't
of
have
the
to.
accounts. Why would that extra $10,000?
You audit the
I have
accounts
a
of
question also.
expenditures.
I understand what you're saying, Joe, that we have a checking account and we have a CD. That's plain and simple. But I would
I will-
question the
okay,
fact that
Jim.
you put 10,000.
I will call the auditor, or I will speak to John later after this meeting. And we'll see about this, but I know that that's what we were supposed to do. And I don't know if we got too much money, I don't know exactly. You remember last year they come up with
Yes.
that we
We
had
didn't
too
have
much
enough.
money?
We didn't put in enough that one year.
If we had too much money, we had to get rid of it.
Yes,
Yeah,
it could
okay.
be taken back by,
They could take it.
yes.
There
I
are,
understand that.
okay, well, that's why I moved it, so I don't know if we can do it. Or
I,
if they can
and
get
yeah,
on.
and
for it,
it's already,
okay?
Joe, you've done it, it's in there.
Yes.
I'm just saying, as we are trustees and auditors of the account, I was not in favor of doing that. But
What would you suggest that I would have done with that 10,000?
I, particular, Bruce just mentioned tonight, he's gonna put a new box on.
I can't,
That
Jim,
10,000,
you know I can't do that. You
You-
can't transfer that money from general assistance. That is only for people that need government money for that.
But
If
you
we have town fund, let me explain.
Yeah,
If we have town fund, and Bruce needed $20,000, we can take the town fund and give it to him. With Bruce, he doesn't have to pay that back either. But if we borrow from Bruce, we have to pay back within a year.
absolutely.
Okay.
You're correct.
That should be,
I'm just
in it.
saying, I would rather have not seen that go in there, Joe.
Okay, that's fine,
No.
yeah.
And the next thing was, did we have any aid this month?
No,
And, now, the, resolution, 111, we are going to, what with that? That was to be investigated on getting better rates on our money,
yeah,
and you refused to do that.
oh, I did.
Yes, you did. At one meeting, you said absolutely positively, I'm not gonna do it.
I
And
wasn't
you
gonna do
didn't.
what you said, no.
And you, I think at our CD that we have, we could be getting more money for it. Is that the same CD that you put in when you first started this next term?
No. Because they wanted 24 months for I don't have it with me, but for like 2.25,
Yeah, 225.
225 or something. That's too much,
Too much what?
too much time,
Too long.
long time.
Why? We haven't touched that CD since we've, in 8 years. And down there, they'll tell you, you can take any amount you want out at any time with no,
Well, I'll tell you this much, Sarver, whoever takes it, if they say they're gonna take it out and not penalize us, that's fine, but they're gonna pay.
pay what?
They're gonna pay the penalty. The bank will pay the penalty. Even though they say they don't, they will pay the penalty.
Well, it didn't cost me anything.
Well, that's fine. No, it didn't cost you, but the bank paid. Somebody pays.
Well, I appreciative of it because we held our money back.
Well, that's good, I'm glad. We're gonna hold ours too.
So this is null and void.
I have no idea what you're reading.
Well, if you'd like to look at it.
He signed it.
Well,
Wasn't a, trustees
it's
supposed to go
18
with
April,
them
it's over
when we
a
went
year.
to the banks?
that's last year.
John, was that the one you wrote?
Well, it's hard to say because it's all on one page, but,
Yes, it is.
it,
Wasn't a,
it
wasn't
just
a
says,
trustee
you
supposed to go?
authorize the supervisor, the resolution says you authorize the supervisor to invest the rates, discounts and benefits with US Bank, German Valley Bank, and any other financial institutions so that a fair comparison of rates, discounts, and benefits can be examined and reported in the Pecatonica Township Board. Okay, and I'm guessing the supervisor is going to say that that was done.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say what he's gonna say, and you can argue whether or not the report was made, but I seem to remember hearing it. And then the second paragraph is, the Pecatonica Township Supervisor is authorized to take one elected trustee with him when he
Okay.
does his investigation.
Just authorized.
And again, right, it's just authorized, but again, I seem to remember that, Mr. Boomer went, at least to some of the meetings that, at least I heard about. So, but it's, none of this is directory.
It just authorized, okay.
Right.
And Brian, you,
And
You
you
did
wanna
it,
look at
yeah.
that then?
Brian, you did it then,
Just the one thing.
one night. Whatever, it doesn't make
What
no-
part,
We went to Duran Bank, we went to Winnebago Bank. And we turned around and we tried to, Duran said they couldn't help us. Okay, we went to Winnebago Bank and we told them to email us, we gave them all the paperwork. Email us if you can help us. They called and said, we want to talk with you. And we gave them an answer and we told them to email us what you could help us with. No email. Okay? But you can't say I didn't do my job
Okay.
of checking, because that's,
So did you go to German American?
I just told you I did.
You said German, or
Went to 4 banks.
Winnebago.
Okay, we went to 4 banks. Now, if you
we
want-
never saw any paperwork
turn-
that you give us email or printing or anything on that.
Okay. If you think I'm lying, just say so.
Well,
You just say so.
this says, and Joe Musso said, no, I'm not allowing to say that was that.
Yeah,
Where's the,
I didn't either. No.
okay, you didn't get it in there.
It sure was.
But you
in there.
refused to do it, so.
But I just told you what we did, now you're telling me I refuse to do it. Okay.
That was,
Anything else,
it was
anybody
not
got
in the
anything
minutes,
else?
but it was said at the meeting.
Okay, anything else?
Yes.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, at the last meeting, we talked about changing our meeting night.
Yes,
And I said
It's
I
on the
would-
agenda.
it's on the agenda.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
It's a trustee comment. I'm telling you that, I have had several people ask me about changing it to a different night. And at first you said no, and then later on you said, we'll look into it. I spoke with Jennifer. Jennifer would like to remain on Tuesday night. It works out better for her. I don't know if we can stay on a Tuesday night or not, but, I would like to come off the third Tuesday. I'm wondering if it would help with paying bills on time a little better if we had it earlier in the month, or whatever. So I just wanna comment that
Okay.
I'm in favor of seeing it change, Joe.
Anybody else, got anything? Okay. Attorney,
No report.
no report. Old business, reviewing the vote of October minutes change.
Alright, that's kinda me.
Yeah,
And I got them here. So we have the one that we initially, approved, and then it was brought to my attention and I changed it. It's just in Vernell's number 9, where it says, Trustee Sarver asked who the guys were that interviewed him. Supervisor's response was the township is under investigation and that's all I can say. Vern's response was, so is the township paying for this? And the supervisor's response was, yes, we will. And in the other one before, it put, if I had put, it may be the township.
that's right.
So,
It may be.
I just need to clarify that, so if you guys wanna vote on it, so I can get these notes put away and get this revised.
Which one are we gonna,
The one that says we will, right, yeah?
Yes.
Well, somebody needs to make a motion or something.
Okay.
so this is
No, I
the
know
There
one,
you go.
this is the one we wanna keep then,
Well, that's, yeah, it says revised at the top, yep.
okay. You
Okay,
guys wanna
somebody
look at
want,
it, or?
Brian, you wanna look at it?
Dick,
All right.
And there's the old one.
Yeah, it's, we got a rat.
You're not getting in there, Colleen.
No, Brian's looking at it. Okay, we need a motion to accept the correction of the minutes of
October
October,
16th.
October 16th. We need,
Is there any discussion on this?
I have a motion and a second first,
Yeah,
and
we
a
have a-
discussion.
Okay.
That's
Thank you
okay.
for the question.
we need, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. Any discussion on it?
Yes, we still do not know what we're paying for, whether you said we will, or we might, or
Mhm.
whatever was said.
I will tell you again, Jim, and I will say it again. We are under investigation, and that's all the further I can say about it. That's all I can
Then we
say.
need to go
about it.
into executive session and
And I will,
discuss it.
Jim, I cannot say,
Point of order. We're here to actually discuss the minutes on whether we're changing them, not actually.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay, that's a
What
fair
the
point,
minutes are
fair
entailing.
point.
I think that the important question would be, Ms. Clark, is that more representative according to your local recorder?
It is,
The new one?
yes.
The new one is more.
Yes, it is.
okay, any more discussion on that? Okay, I need a vote,
Roll call.
roll call on this.
Mr. Boomer,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman,
Yes.
Mr. Sarver,
Yes.
Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Russo.
Yes. Okay, new business, discussion of voting for on the night to hold a township meeting. I will say this much, I changed my schedule, and I will have to change it 2 years in advance again, if we do this. I have no problem coming here on Tuesday until I find, and somebody calls this office, besides the ones that are here, I am not in favor of changing this meeting. Anybody else got anything?
No, I got a question for Jennifer. You said you've got problems changing it?
I said I'm good with Tuesdays
Tuesdays works better for her.
with my work schedule.
That's what I wanna know is each one of you say what you think, whether you're satisfied with it or not satisfied. Or wanna change it.
The way it is. I mean, I got no
Alright,
problem.
what about Boomer?
I like this night myself.
Alright, the only reason I brought it up to begin with was we had that town meeting I thought you wanted to go to. Isn't that the same night?
Well, they're meeting
Really?
tonight, I will go over there as soon as we get done,
Okay.
okay?
And I brought that up, Dick, because I feel that, you know, living in town here, sometimes I would like to attend the village meeting, and we can't because we're on the same night. If, what your schedule is, Joe, that would cause you problems, can you tell us why you can't change to a different?
Because
day?
I did it once, everything worked out fine. I am not going to change it for two people that are talking, okay? I'm not gonna redo mine because I got two people saying that they want it changed, okay? I am not gonna do
Well,
that.
I don't know whether they talk
I
about
just
me
said-
or not. I was
No,
just, somebody
I'm not.
mentioned it,
Yeah,
and I said, okay, if you guys wanna change it, go ahead.
Well,
You don't make a squat to
okay.
me.
all right, good. Anybody, any more discussion?
I was trying to accommodate anybody else that had a
Hmm.
problem with it.
Okay. We'll bring it to a vote,
Well, first of all, if you're gonna bring it to a vote, you gotta have a motion and a second.
okay?
You don't have to have a motion and a second since you've already discussed it. And,
We will bring it because there's certain people that will gripe.
What are you changing
we
it
don't.
to?
So we'll make a motion to,
I make a motion that we keep it the same.
Well, why do you
Fine.
need to vote on it, if you're gonna keep it the same?
well,
Well,
let's
because it was
have a
brought
motion
up.
and make a rec-
And we had it-
Let them vote.
and we had a second, I did,
Okay,
call them.
roll call.
okay, Mr. Boomer,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman, Sarver,
Samey.
okay, and Anderson,
No,
okay, and Musto.
Yes, we'll keep it,
Portable.
okay. Treasurer's report about the township bills, or to approve the township bills for payment. Did we get that bill in there for the garbage?
No, I'll do that tomorrow, cause I already had everything done.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to explain tonight, we've been having trouble receiving bills, and so far, when we get the bill, we have been able to pay them. But I found out, and I was at the bank for an hour and a half trying to get things straightened over there because we weren't getting our statements. Well, they have 3 different billing places, I guess. They had 3 different dates. Well, the ones that we need, of course, was the wrong mailing box. The post office must be sending them back or throwing them away. We also found out today that the garbage bill, we haven't paid because we haven't received a bill in, I don't know how many months, a couple, maybe 3, and they got on us, and so we called them and says, we got $80,000 in the bank, ma'am, you think we're worried about paying you $400? And we come to find out they were sending it to P.O. Box 328, we have had this address change ever since we got the new box, which has been way over a year. And we have the envelope will have a yellow tag across it. Notify the people to change address.
Okay.
We have notified these people ever since we've changed. And they even argued with Jen today when she finally got a hold of the person. And they just can't believe that they are not getting their paycheck. And I said, we are not getting a bill. We cannot pay a bill if we don't have it. And we explained it to them. And I wanted to take that little yellow tag that's on the envelope and put it back in there when we get the bill. And say, this is what we get when you send the wrong address. They had 2 addresses, of course. The bank had 3. And that's why we weren't getting the statements, because one part of the office has got the correct one, the other 2 did not. So here are the ones that we want the statements from, of course, had the wrong one. So I was over there yesterday, and I was there for about an hour and a half. I was only supposed to be there 15 minutes at the most. And that's the reason why we are having trouble. But I also know that this post office does, I won't mail something that I know it has to be there quick. I go to another post office. I can't see this.
Well,
I
Mr.
don't-
Supervisor, do you wanna change garbage providers? or-
No, no. No,
I
it
think
isn't
it's-
their
I
fault.
think it's straight now.
We got it straight.
I argued with the lady on the phone for quite a while.
I had to put my name on my mailbox, because I went down and told them that everybody that starts with S is not in my mailbox. And I still was getting it.
Oh,
So
sure.
I put a post-it notepad, it's been pretty good since then.
Well, I don't quite understand, I know if it's new people, they're bound to make mistakes, everybody makes one once in a while. If you can, you correct it, if you can't, you gotta live with it. And,
How long has the township been here?
well,
Bruce is our main contributor. You're the main junk man, right?
I'm the junk man.
I figured that, he is the one that gives the most.
I know for a fact that Bill Sugar, when he was here, he put it had to be in Oregon within 2 days, usually our mail would get there.
Sure.
It took 8 days. Trust me, Bill was kinda teed off when the judge got a hold of him. And he couldn't figure out what, I don't know what they do with that, John. You're an attorney, so
Yeah,
you mail it and it doesn't get there. What do you tell the judge?
well, now the Supreme Court rule has changed and all of our delivery of mail and legal documents is by email.
Oh, okay.
That's by, yeah, and if you don't, then it's not proper service.
Ah, okay.
But the problem with email is it often goes to the dump file directly.
Oh, boy.
Alright, so treasurer's report?
Okay,
I'll make a motion to accept it.
need a second on the motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I got a question on that.
Dick said well, okay.
What,
Have a second before discussion.
Dick did, he just raised his hand.
what,
Okay, server.
what is the, meeting in the bills that, with the attorney and you? What was that bill for?
When I went and seen him,
Evidently.
Attorney-client privilege.
Riscato.
that's Tom. The business with Riscato cannot be discussed because it's, what I know about it, I can't discuss that because that's under the investigation part of it. Okay? Even though he slipped my name to Rogene Hamilton, I don't think he should have done that, but he's an attorney.
No,
he
he's
can
a
do
judge
that,
now.
So
He's
I
a judge
can't-
now.
I can't see, he was not a judge when John and I went in there.
I said he's a judge now.
Yes, he is. And I can't say,
Why?
okay?
Well, then,
I-
Joe
All right.
should go to the
I
opinion.
have
If
seen
I
what
can't
the
know
judge-
what it's for, then I can't vote for
part of the investigation. And you are going to sit here and Jim wants to go into executive,
Yes.
I still cannot tell him or you about
First
the
of all, we
investigation.
can't go into an executive session this month because it's not in the agenda.
Okay, we can go in, we went in one night here, just all of a sudden.
That was on the agenda.
Yeah, we went in.
It was on the agenda.
Okay, I'm going to call down the TOI in the morning, John, and I'm going to find out how we go into executive session, because this has gone on. Oh, we can't tell you, oh, we can't tell you. These guys are all part of this board. We need to know what you think is proper. It doesn't mean anything. That does not mean anything.
Oh.
It's all of us. We wanna
All right.
know why you are running and creating bills, and we have to pay them. We're the auditors,
Okay,
and we can't know anything about it.
all right,
We can't even know when Sarver gets questioned.
let me explain, or let me say this to you, Jim.
Yep,
When the Dixon lawyer, or the Dixon mayor, and that lady that was a secretary found something wrong in the books, and they called the FBI, what do you think the FBI told them to?
I have
What? He told them to shut their mouths and don't say another word. If you think I'm kidding, how many times has John told one of his clients, shut your mouth, don't say anything more about it until we investigate?
How long is this gonna go on, John?
Well, as long as it takes to conclude the investigation, I presume.
The investigation has certainly had enough time that we should know at least what we're accused of, or what is being, alleged against our, township. That doesn't take any, length of time to find that out, does it?
Usually, I mean, if there was a federal investigation, those take up to 5 years. But,
Is this federal?
no.
Of course not,
Is it
so why do you
state?
even bring it up, John?
Because you
John,
ask like, you're talking, Jim, like, oh, an investigation, you snap your fingers and it's done, that's just not true.
Well, we had an executive session, and we all went in the other room while everybody stood outside. They weren't too happy about that.
Well,
You
Jim,
know,
that
let's
was
go
going-
into executive session.
Jim,
Can we have it
Jim.
next week?
Jim.
Can we- What?
that was nothing to do what the investigation's about yet.
But it was an executive session.
We had it
Can
on
we
the
have one
minutes.
next week, Joe?
I don't see any reason why to, because I can't tell you any more than what I just told you tonight. Listen to what I said about the Dixon mayor and the secretary.
I understand
Keep your mouth
that.
shut
I
until
understand that.
until the investigation is over. Then you can talk.